Hello, princesses, and welcome back to Not Fit for Print Beauty with me, Rebecca. I have a really cool product that I want to talk to you about, and I think you might have accidentally dismissed it. I want you to think again. Today we are going to talk about the Huda Beauty Bright Light Hydrating Sheer Concealer. Let me tell you why I think you might have dismissed it, and let me tell you why I think you're wrong. I do. So many people DM'd me and said, oh, I have no interest in this product. It's too glowing. Okay. And it light sheer coverage. What am I, 20 years old? Okay. And this is a lovely concealer for those who don't have a lot to conceal. I agree. But I think this concealer can and should be used in another way, and that's how we're going to talk about it today. Now, let me just say this comes in 15 shades. I chose the shade 3 Light. I had a little bit of trouble finding a shade, but I think I did okay. They are $27 each. This is a sheer to light radiant coverage with no fragrance. Hooray! I know you're going to say, who puts fragrance in something you put under your eye? You'd be surprised. Valentino, I'm looking at you. But you can also use this as a highlighter. And like I said, so many of you said, I can't do sheer to light concealer. That's not a concealer at all. I think that this is a problem solver for those of you who rely on color corrector. And in the demo, which is coming up right now, I'm going to employ it with my favorite. You guys know I am obsessed with the brand new Tarte color corrector. And I also really like the Givenchy in the green. I didn't love the peach shade, but I do like it in the green. And we are going to talk about how this might just become an essential little hack for those of you who love color corrector, but need to conceal the color corrector and are having cakiness as a result. You see where I'm going with this, right? Already. All right, so we're going to come back with just some foundation on my face, and I'm going to explain to you the technique that I think makes this product essential for your makeup collection, believe it or not. So stay right there. All right, let me tell you how we are going to do this demo, okay? I could come on here and do what I have been doing. If you've missed some of my previous in the last few weeks concealer and color corrector videos, I have been coming on with absolutely no foundation and showing you the dark pits of despair around my eyes in plain old light with nothing covering them. And then we are determining whether the concealer or color corrector or combo of the two actually works. That is unfair and would make a mockery of this product. This product promises to be sheer to light coverage. So why would you ever have this, Rebecca? I know what you'd use this for, so stay with me. I brought out here my favorite of all time, literally of all time. I know I won't stop talking about it. The brand new Tarte color corrector. It is a peach shade, not my skin shade, a little too orange. It covers up dark circles. It helps with redness, and I love to use it. Sometimes I even get really lazy and just use it, but really ideally, this should be covered with a concealer. On its own, though, it does brilliantly. And if you put a thick concealer over it to cover that orange shade, it's going to cake. It can't help but cake. And that's where I think this beautifully light concealer comes in. Aha. So I will tell you, I do have my base on. I'm wearing the Burberry makeup, the brand new serum foundation from Burberry, and I am wearing some Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter underneath. So let's give this a try in the way that I feel it was meant to be used. I will not just use this on bare skin and say, oh, it doesn't work. I mean, it's just, of course it's not going to work. It's sheer to light coverage. Okay, so here is the Tarte. That's going on first. We're going to do one side of my face, and you'll see the Tarte really does help. I'm going to put it around the redness of my nose, some hyperpigmentation, and up here, and that is a color corrector. And it is going to work. I love this stuff. And so many of you have been getting back to me that you've purchased this and you love it too. Okay, so I do have, again, foundation on. That is the way we're going to do this properly. You can do this before you put on your makeup. If you were using the green color corrector for any redness, I would do the green, then your makeup, then the concealer. Okay? But with the peach, we can get away with putting it over makeup. All right, so this side of my face is now color corrected, no concealer. This side has just foundation right here. Okay, now we are going to take out the Huda GLOWISH, And I am going to put this just as a little bit of a brightener and a kind of, you know, cover for that peach shade. Just a gentle one, you see, and this is how I believe this product will really, really work for me anyway, and I bet for you as well. Again, a Sonia G Fusion brush. This is extremely sheer, and all I'm using it for, you guys, all I'm using it for is to, and you can let it sit a little, I'll let these sit a little while I tell you, all I'm using it for is to disguise the shade of the color corrector without adding a thickness to my face. I'm letting the color corrector do the correcting, and I'm using the new Huda product as a little bit, I'm letting this sit for a moment, as a little bit of a shell, you understand, to just cover up the shade of the color corrector. And again, if you're using green, for the redness, you know, I know that there's a brand new Givenchy green and there's a Tarte green, so you can do that under the makeup and then put this over it for that little bit of added coverage. And as you see, what this is doing, again, this side of my face has nothing, is just bringing it back, because if I just left the peach, it does go a bit orange. The peach, you know, color corrector is supposed to be covered up by concealer. Now look, okay, now we have this side of my face has a beautiful color corrector and it has a very gentle sheer coverage. And now look how bright and look how nice that looks. Let me put on the rest of my makeup and let's continue the discussion. Stay right there. Okay, here we are with the finished look, and this product can also be used, it does have a little bit of a reflective quality and illuminating quality, so it can also be used as a highlighter, a very subtle one at that. So let's do it. I didn't put on any highlight. Let's try it. Let's put it a little here, and it does have a little bit of luminosity. And you're gonna say, but does that mean that I want that luminosity under my eyes? Why not? You can reflect a little bit because you're just using it to cover up, if you're using my technique, you're just using it to cover the color corrector, that's all. So you can have a little bit of luminosity. That never hurt anyone. It's not doing my under eyes any harm. And here we go, a gentle luminosity. That's really pretty. Look at that. You can see it right there. Very, very, very pretty. This product, do not dismiss it. This product is going to be very helpful for those of you who rely on color corrector. A peach color corrector, you can do after foundation and then put this on. A green or a blue color corrector, you can do before foundation, just for that little bit of coverage, and then this afterwards. It will conceal the color of the color corrector while brightening the face and not adding any sort of heaviness. I am definitely one for a gentle highlight. There are days I do not, and I've said this many times, want to kind of like be a beacon summoning things from outer space. And this is a very pretty way to do that. Do not dismiss this product as not for you. This might be more for you than you realize. Now, if you are, as my daughters are, very, very young, youthful, and you think you need concealer but probably don't, go ahead and use this on its own. For anyone over the age of 2, however, my daughters are over the age of 2, but you know what I mean. You might want to consider this as going over your color corrector. I think it's a game changer. Look at this. I look perfectly concealed. The color corrector is doing the heavy lifting, and this is literally just concealing the corrector. I rest my case. But you guys tell me what you think underneath here. That's what makes us a community. I want to hear your thoughts. Please give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. I sure hope that you did. Hey, if you haven't already done so, please become a subscriber here as it helps us grow. Come and say a big hello and give me a follow over on TikTok and on Instagram too. And you can become more involved in this channel by becoming a member for behind the scenes footage and weekly members lives. Or you can give super thanks, as so many of you have done. Or you can just sit there and watch every so often or when your schedule allows. And I sure appreciate that as well. I hope to see all of you in the next video. Bye-bye.